Well, hello. Posting up a quick video here on leather motorcycle jackets. I haven't posted up a video recently because we're working on this big motorcycle project. We basically took a bike down the nuts and bolts and we're building it back up. It's going to be posted in pieces. We're actually working on the editing right now. But this week I bought a new leather motorcycle jacket, and I was so impressed with what I bought that I thought I did have to mention it in a video. Years ago, about 30 years ago, I bought a Schott leather motorcycle jacket used. Didn't know what it was. It was just one of these jackets I bought in the classifieds. It fit me well and I wore it for a few years. Loved it. Sold it when I sold the bike I was riding at the time, and that was a mistake. At the time, it was actually a Schott Cafe Racer. And Schott is an American company that has been building leather jackets for about 100 years. They've been building or making leather motorcycle jackets for almost that entire period. Marlon Brando wore one in The Wild One. James Dean wore one. Peter Fonda, I'm told, also wore one in Easy Rider. These are iconic leather jackets, and they're made in the same facilities, the same processes, and the same materials that they've been making for 100 years. And there's something to be said about that. When you hold one of these jackets in your hand, you realize it's incredibly substantial. And some of the even other brand name leather out there that's perhaps made with materials sourced from different parts of the world and made in components in different parts of the world, there's nothing wrong with that. But when you hold some of those brands up to this Schott jacket, it becomes immediately apparent the difference in quality. Schott in particular has been making, as I mentioned, making motorcycle jackets for a long period of time. And they've learned what works and what doesn't work. So their jackets typically are more function-based than form-based. What I've noticed, though, is that in that functionality, just these jackets, they take on a beautiful form on their own. Sort of, there's beauty in that. I bought this jacket just from my past experience. Very expensive, but I guess it's one of those things you get what you pay for. This jacket fits me like a glove. It fits like it was tailored for me. And I bought it online directly from Schott. This particular one is called the Storm. It's based on their Cafe Racer, but instead of having a mandarin collar, it actually has a lapel, or sort of a fold-down collar. Other than that, it generally follows the silhouette of the Cafe Racer. I was so pleased with this. I wrote a letter back to them, an email actually, just thanking them for the service, because the customer service when I ordered the jacket was great. The weight of this jacket speaks volumes when you hold it, and the thickness, the heaviness, the sort of firmness of the leather, but yet at the same time, it's supple enough to fit you and move with you. The extra seams, the build, the method in which they build the armholes, the length of the sleeves, it's just incredibly well thought out. And it speaks volumes to the company that's essentially spent their entire history catering to the real riders of the world. The disadvantages of wearing leather, typically from my experience, are weather protection and care. They require more attention to their, because it's an organic surface, to taking care of the surface of the jacket to make them last long. And in heavy rain, they typically can leak through. The advantages, though, to leather are the fit and the fit over a period of time. They will typically, a well-made leather jacket will stretch to fit your bulgy areas and shrink down to fit your loose areas. And you don't get that in textile. Textile, you get what you buy and it stays that shape forever. So if you can overcome the disadvantage of maybe carrying rain gear to wear over top of your leather, or if you have insulation inside the leather, you can typically deal with the disadvantages and then take advantage of all the pluses of wearing leather on long distance riding. That's a decision you can make. Regardless, though, for the sake of this video, it's just a shout out to Schott. I'm not getting a dime from Schott, and I didn't get any kind of deal when I paid full price for this jacket. But I'm so impressed with it. I thought this was well worth a video. And until next time.